Walmart already, and at Target. Well, I'm at the Starbucks in Target. That's what that is. But I'm gonna try and make today as good as possible. Gonna be spending at least part of the day at a card store. Eric is gonna be on his way here shortly, so yeah. Hey, look who's here.
That's it. I've had enough.
Excuse me. Hey.
Pornhub says Pornhub needs a Pornhub because Pornhub is Pornhub.
Hey. Hold the bag open for a second. I want some pretzels. Wait! Oh, Dingus. Hey, Popehead. Yeet. That's one of those cards you just set on the table. Yeet. Milk my nuts.
Milkweed, nutweed, milkweed, and nutweed. Get high off of sucking nuts.
Eat it for the vlog. Hey, Dingus. Hey, Dingus.
I am a pigeon.
Hey, Dingus. I have a question for you.
My eyes are jiggling.
Did you poop in the Skyway?
Yeah, that's why they have it there.
Okay.
Jewelry! Jewelry.
Oh?
Beat up a gallon of milk and call it Billy. Butter my tit roll and call me Billy. Big blipple nipples. Big blipple nipples. Big blipple nipples.
Butter my egg roll and call me Billy.
Billy! Jean. Billy Jean. Got my farts.
Oh, what'd you do? Who did that? I swear I had nothing to do with it. Did you do something? Alright, now I'm kind of worried that something actually did happen. Seriously, what the fuck? I didn't even walk a block and that ambulance came around the corner. Well, I just got back home. It is almost 2 a.m. And I just got a 2.5-hour podcast recorded. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to get these podcasts uploaded to. Let's see here. Recordings. Yeah, 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 39 seconds worth of podcast material. So, it's definitely been an interesting night. Let's see here. I just need to rename it podcast. A QRS. And this is one of those flip phones that I actually recorded it on, which surprisingly enough does have good audio. But excuse me. Anyway, all right. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I am up to 28 podcasts so far. And they're all ranging from, 15 minutes anywhere up to 2.5 hours, depending on how much I've talked, how much the other people in the podcast have talked, what have you. And in all honesty, although I do feel as if it is interesting hearing other people's thoughts, other people's, beliefs, all that stuff. It is still their beliefs. Just because I have somebody that believes one thing or another in a podcast or a video or, what have you, does not mean I believe the same thing. Each person is entitled to their own opinion. So, I do want to say that. On that note, I may or may not believe what somebody else believes. Because each person is their own person. I'm more than likely will believe either something completely different or, something even slightly different. But there will be differences between my beliefs and other people's beliefs. So, having said that, let me know down below in the comment section, where you think I should upload these podcasts once I get them all, set, basically. So, I will be doing one podcast per week released, but I still don't know a name for the podcast. I don't know, you know, I basically just don't know what I should be calling the podcast or, where I will be releasing said podcast. So let me know where you look for your podcasts and, you know, how you think my podcast should be named. Because I know I've mentioned this before. My podcast, I'm planning on having a combination of religion, science, and science fiction in the podcast. And I want to see how all three kind of correlate to each other. And as of right now, I've got podcasts with just myself. I've got podcasts with just one guest. I've got podcasts with two guests plus myself. And most of the guests that I have in, so two of the three guests I have in the podcasts I have recorded so far have been in my videos. At least one of my videos. So let me know what you think the religion/science/science fiction podcast should be called, like the actual title of the podcast. I want something unique, but not not disrespectful and not how do I put it? I want it to correlate to what my podcast is about, but I don't want it to be, so unique or so far out there that people won't look for it. So, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think my podcast should be called. If you made it this far, be sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you're up to date with all my podcasts, all my videos, all everything. And if you want me to actually start releasing the podcasts, give me a thumbs up. So, yeah.